Good morning, everybody. We're here demoing out this parking lot for this car wash here. We're getting all this concrete out, real thick concrete, about 7-8 inches thick with a bunch of rebar in it. But we're gonna try to do this project all in one day. So demo, setup, and pour all in one day. And we got concrete scheduled for 1 o'clock. We were able to start here at 6 a.m. because there's no noise ordinance for commercial units like this. If this was residential, we could only start like at 7, 7:30, sometimes even 8. So we were lucky we were able to start pretty early. We're gonna keep demoing this out, and then hopefully we can pour later this evening and get it all done from in one day. The main point of that too is because this is a business here, obviously, so we want to try to keep it open for the customers, so the owner doesn't lose out on too much money as well. So yeah, we're gonna get it done, and stay tuned for the pour. So we got this old speed bump we're going to be taking out, and we're going to be reinstalling that on the fresh concrete when we pour. And then yeah, this concrete was just real tough to pull out. It was, you know, all rebarred up, bunch of rebar. It was only number 3 rebar though, no fiber in it or anything like that, but it was a lot. I think it was like 16-inch on center, so it made demo definitely a little longer and a little more tricky, but you know, we definitely had the right equipment here, so that helped the process quite a bit. We had our backhoe pulling it out, and then we had our skid steer breaking it out. So it was a good operation we had, and it went pretty smoothly. So in total, we only had the business shut down for 3 days, because basically what we did was we added a Sika set into the concrete. It's like a rapid set for the concrete, so it dries super fast. We had 3% in there, and it did dry very quickly. So it was basically all white, all cured out in about 3 days. Ideally, you would want to wait a little longer to start having trucks and stuff drive on new concrete like that, but considering the circumstances, we didn't have much of a choice. But I am curious, is there anything else you guys would add into the concrete besides like a rapid setting material for a situation like this where, you know, you kind of need to get trucks on the concrete as fast as you can? Is there anything else you would add? Because I'm not quite sure. Maybe there is. My dad would probably know. But yeah, let me know in the comments below. So here we got number 4 rebars going back into the slab now. We beefed it up from number 3 to number 4 basically. So, you know, just a little bit bigger bars here. And then we also increased the depth of the slab. So it went from like a 5-inch slab to about a 6-7-inch slab. So this is a much stronger, much better concrete slab that should hold up, you know, a lot longer than this one did. You know, this old concrete, you know, really they want to do the whole parking lot, but they want to do it in phases, you know, due to, you know, money restraints or whatever. So they did the bad section first, and this section was really cracked up. And I think because of all the chemicals from the car wash, it really does a number on the concrete, especially that top layer of cement. It kind of like just deteriorates the top layer of cement, so you're left with heavy exposed aggregate, and then you can even see rebar popping up out of the top of the concrete here. So that's why we replaced it. And I think the key important thing, you know, when you're doing stuff like this is you want to make sure that rebar is just not very high on that surface, because if it is too high on that surface, once all these chemicals start hitting this concrete and it starts deteriorating that top layer of cement, then yeah, you're gonna see those bars, because what happens is these bars get rusted from water going into the joints, and then they expand, and then the top layer can chip off and all that stuff. So yeah, that's pretty important to make sure the bars aren't too high in the concrete here. There's the Max Rebar twin tire, and that gun is real amazing for what we do. But anyways, it's poured in now. We got 3,500 PSI concrete going in here, and it's real nice load we got from Associated Ready Mix on this one. It's very hit or miss with Associated. I don't really like using them anymore, to be honest with you. But Yeah, we're just tailgating this pour, no pump. Just having the trucks drive right up, and then I'm just guiding it down with the chute, and then we have a couple guys on the rod. Much faster this way. I mean, compared to a pump, it would have probably taken us maybe an hour, hour and a half to unload all the concrete. With tailgating, I mean, this first truck took us maybe 15 minutes, and we started pouring at 6 a.m. So we got there nice and early. It's nice doing commercial jobs because you don't have to wait until 7 or 8 o'clock to do things. So that's kind of what I liked about this job. Like I said, we got 3% in here, so this concrete really took off on us. We were done by, I think, like 10 o'clock in the morning here.
Right here, I'm continuing this water canal. There's a water canal that runs down this whole lot. So along this curve here, I'm gonna continue it down, and it's gonna go all the way out to the drain out there, city drain. So yeah, we're looking good here. Just waiting on that second load of concrete, or third load actually.
So basically right here where I'm floating, there's a valley for the water that catches all the water runoff from this car wash basically. So I just had to kind of continue that valley through the new pour, and look at what we have here. The owner from the car wash actually ended up stepping in the concrete. He was trying to say something to me. He was talking to me, and then he started walking over towards me from the other side, and then before he knew it, he was ankle deep in some concrete. So yeah, that's a nice one. No biggie though, just gotta float her on out, grab some concrete and float it on out. Wish we got that one on camera though. Luckily he did it while the concrete was still wet, because if he did this after we had left, that would have been a problem. So there's those speed bumps I mentioned earlier that we're going to be resetting in the concrete, and we're setting it while it's wet because it's a lot easier to set those anchor bolts in when the concrete's still wet, and that way we don't have to drill and drive them later. And I think it actually makes it quite a bit stronger when you set them in wet. So we're just going to hammer them down until they're flush with the top of the speed bump, and then the owner is going to tighten the nuts down on them the next day.
That is nailed down, man. We're installing these speed bumps here because they come out of this car wash, and I guess it's just a safety thing that's required by the city. But yeah, we just wet set them, and now I'm gonna hammer these bolts down, and then later on we have some nuts and stuff here and some washers. We'll put those on later when the concrete gets hard.
Just put the washers in first. The washers, and then put that in.
Well, the thing is, if we put right in there,
oh, I see. Okay.
it'll pull it out of the wet concrete. See, it'll fit. Oh yeah.
Okay, perfect.
I mean, I could tighten it.
No, that's good. Yeah, just what you do. And then when it dries up, purely then I'll put the bolts on.
Yeah, because then you won't, loosen the bolts up and things like that. So.
It's common sense, man.
Yeah.
It's like, I don't know what you mean. I'll just stay out of the way.
I don't know, yeah.
Can I walk over there?
Yeah, come right this way.
I'm not surprised.
Roll out the red carpet for you.
Wow, you guys are the best.
So this spot that I was bow floating here was actually getting kind of hard on me, but I noticed there was a big hole in it. So I was just throwing in mud to fill in those low spots and then floating it out. And then we got Luis on the Fresno. I think they call this the big blue, or in this case the big red. He's following it up with that after I bow float. And I'm kind of just cleaning up this edge behind this speed bump here. I'm doing my best to get an edge on this because it got a little squished. But now we're ready for the broom, and we kind of want a heavy broom on this one because it is a car wash and there's a lot of water on this all the time. So the last thing we want is a slippery surface, so went ahead and hit it with more of a heavy broom.
Alrighty guys, we just got finished pouring this baby out and brooming it. Just waiting on the last little section where we ran short, the little 3-yard cleanup I had ordered. So waiting for that to dry, but we're gonna throw some water on this right now to kind of blend the lines in, and then broom it all together as one cohesive piece. So yeah, it's coming together real nice. It's already curing out. You can see it's turning white in some spots already. That's from that calcium chloride we added, the Sika set. That's just like a rapid setting additive they use for stuff like this, because you know, this is a business and we want to keep it open as long as possible, so we only want to shut it down for 2 days or so, and then in about 2 days from now he's going to open it back up, and vehicles are going to start driving over this thing. So yeah, had the rapid set in there and we're looking real good. Just got a broom now, and that's a job well done. Thanks for watching.
I ended up putting like 6 poles on this broom, man. It was pretty tough to control it actually, but yeah, I mean, for when I was pulling that broom back, I was scared I was gonna hit a car in the street or something. That's how far it was going, but that's the only way I could broom this end to end, no problem. But anyways guys, that's gonna be it for this video. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe, and we'll be seeing you on the next one. Bye.